Hi guys, I will do another mid-month Protect Pan update because I actually panned something quicker than I thought it would. And I just went through my makeup and rearranged a few things, so I thought it makes sense. And also I realized I didn't mention certain eyeshadow palettes or quads for quite a while, so I thought I will mention them quickly. But quickly with the empties, I actually emptied already my Soft Focus foundation. This was the mineral powder one from Kiko Milano. I really like this one, and I think I want to get powder foundations again, but I need to empty first some of my other foundations, so I will hold off on buying anything new at the moment. But this one I really liked, and I will definitely get it again. Maybe even another powder foundation, but I really want a powder foundation again. Then I also emptied the perfume. This was the Shea Blue one, and this was the Blood Orange one. This was in the, I think in the Look Fantastic Advent Calendar last Christmas. So it's empty, it's gone. Or maybe was it a Marks and Spencer's one? I don't know, one of these Advent calendars. Then I definitely widened the pan already again in my blush. This is the Ciate blush in the color Pinch Me. I don't know why I check every time. It's the same blush I use for months now. I really like this one. I repressed it already, but it's getting pan already. As you can see, it's a really, I don't know if you can see it actually properly. It's a really light, rosy, peachy color. Really like it, and like to use it. All I can say. I did use the bronzer every single day, but this one is just so huge, you can't really see progress. This is the Kiko Milano one. I really like it. It's a baked one, so you have like the big dome shape, and it's huge. It's literally 20 grams. It does smell divine. It smells like chocolate, but in a really nice way. So I think there's actually cocoa powder in there. And to be honest, I really like this compact. I realized I really enjoy to use this bronzer. I literally get the compact out, open it up, has a nice big mirror, and I really enjoy it. It makes me really happy, and it's actually quite nice because this is what makeup is supposed to do for me, at least. So I'm very happy with that. I also worked a bit on the primer I use at the moment, which is the Instant Illusions Wrinkle Filler one. I didn't have much progress this month. It's just I'm struggling a bit with that one at the moment. I'm really at a point where I just want to finish it off. One of the reasons I actually struggled with this one, especially the last week actually, because when I emptied the powder foundation, I started now to use another one, which I will introduce in a second, and this one doesn't sit well under that. So this primer does seem to sit quite well on the powder foundation, but not under any other foundation really, which is a bit disappointing. So I'm not sure, but I need to somehow empty it. Maybe on no makeup days, just putting this on. Then same with this one. So this is not a Burberry. This is from I repressed, if you guys remember, the Reservio Cabana, supposed to be a bronzer from Wet n Wild, which was like in this huge compact, but unfortunately it broke. And I repressed it in here, and I can see progress because it was slightly domed when I repressed it because it was so much product, but now it literally dips in. I love it, by the way. But the problem with this one now is as well, as you can see, it's not really a bronzer. It's more like a finishing powder for me. But the problem with this one is as well, it doesn't really go well over the foundation I now started to use because the powder foundation was empty. It sits really well over powder foundation, but just not really the current one I now started to use. Let me actually throw that in because I'm mentioning something and then I actually don't show it. I started now to use the Eve Lom foundation in color 4 Vanilla. This is like a cream foundation. There you can see. I used it before already because I tested the products and I just wanted to know. I have another one of these. To be honest, I saw it coming up in TK Maxx again, so I might have a dash and have a look again if they have another color. I do really like this foundation. I struggled in the beginning, so I tried to use it. It comes with a sponge. I actually used the sponge now for it as well a few times, and it did work for me. I also tried to use it with a big beauty blender sponge, and I also used it with a makeup brush. Makeup brush I find is the easiest to spread it on the whole face evenly, and then I need to go with a sponge though to literally bounce it in. Otherwise you have a bit of streak with that one. It's a very thick, creamy foundation, and the problem is some powder products, especially like face finishing powders, which are pressed powders, don't sit really well on top of it because it's quite thick. I did find a solution for that, because I had anyway in my project pen, I had this one. This is the Bare Minerals Be Natural Mineral Whale. This one is a loose one. There we go. By the way, it's impossible for me to find out how much is in there left, because I don't want to remove the stopper, and the pot is not see-through, I'm afraid. I really like this one. It has a slight shimmer to it, if you can see. It's just like a really nice finishing powder, and it sits really well over cream foundation. So this is why I'm using it at the moment, and don't really use the Wet n Wild pressed one, the one I repressed, which is a bit of a shame. This box, by the way, drives me mad. I like it, I like the design of it, but it literally, I think I need to do a makeup cleaning session again, because I was traveling a lot recently. I do like this one. This one I think was Christmas last year. It was like a limited edition. Maybe I should remove this, but I quite like it on it. It's a nice big silver pot, but it's impossible to really see. I think when it's less in there, I can probably see it through the sifter, but at the moment I can't really see how much is left and really measure it, so I'm afraid I can't really show you guys. Sorry for that. But yeah, I added in my project pen now the Eve Loma. I want to empty one of these, and I think afterwards I will tackle one of my Aldi foundations. Then this one I didn't mention for a while. This was the e.l.f. Natural Nudes eyeshadow palette. It's not really a quad, it's a quint. It's 5. The reason for that is I used it a lot at the beginning of my project pan, but then I smashed it twice in a row. I kind of repressed it really badly. It's the softer shimmery shades which actually smashed when I dropped it accidentally. And the thing is, since a few months now I'm cycling to work, so I have my little makeup bag, and the chances are too high that I might actually drop it, which is why I don't take it with me, and which is why I literally didn't use it for a few months. Come winter though, I will probably use it a bit more, but I did really good progress on that one, and I think once winter starts, I think by the end of the year I will definitely hit pan on that one. Some of the shades I don't really use, but I'm thinking maybe the darker brown might be a good one to actually use for the eyebrows, and just use it in to fill them in a bit. But yeah, that's why you haven't seen it for a while. What I used instead, like literally my everyday makeup look, I take this one with me. This one is from Kiko Milano, Bright Quartet number 1. It's baked eyeshadow palette, as you can see. And this one I made really good progress. I got it last year already, but I literally started using it roughly 3-4 months ago, and I nearly use it every day. And where you can see, this light shade is the one I use least, but you can see how much progress I actually made on the other ones, because there is, especially the darker bronzy gold one, is a really big dip. So this is literally my everyday makeup look. Outer corner of the eye, over the lid, inner corner of the eye, highlighting on the inner corner of the eye, and a bit on the brow bone. So I like it. It's actually really nice. Let me actually swatch it. It doesn't maybe look the best in swatches, but it actually translates really well on the eye. It's a bit weird with baked ones. I think you can also use them with, I think, baked ones. But funnily enough, on the eye, it looks really good, and it blends really, really nicely. But yeah, this is what I literally use every single day. I think this one I need to clean as well. I might do a video about cleaning my makeup. Then I sometimes also use this one, the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Twitter Painted. And I just sometimes, when I want to vamp up my normal eye, like literally when I want to vamp up this a bit, I just take a little bit and then swipe it on top of these to just add extra big sparkle. So, and you can see it's actually quite well used. It's officially my project pen now. I have similar ones from Colourpop, so I'm happy to actually empty one of these. Then the mascara, I really still like this one, the Diego Dalla Palma. It was also one of the advent calendars last Christmas. Can't really remember which one. I really like the mascara, but I think this one needs to be swapped soon. So I guess at the end of the month's update, I will swap it. I use it for at least 3 months now, I think. And I really like it, but I feel now there is a bit of clumping setting in. So maybe I just need to swap the mascara just for another one. I have enough, so I'm happy to just swap it with another mascara. Then this one is the only eye pencil I really use in the last few months. I didn't really capture it before, but now I started to capture it. This is the eye pencil here. So we were up here and we are now down here. I really like it. It fits with a lot of eye looks, because it's just a really, let me get it out, it's just like a really pinky, hello, focus, there we go, it's just like a really pinky one. Oh, why is it not focusing? There we go. Really like it, just a bit on the lower lash line, and then I'm good to go. Then I made massive progress with this one in the last 2 weeks. It's the e.l.f. Tea Rose lipstick, or I don't know what they're called. Literally, this is all that's left. And just to show you, last time we were up here, 2 weeks later we are down here. How did I do it? Well, quite easy, because I usually use this one I use this one in the morning, and then I use this one during the day to just refresh my color. And I somehow lost it. I couldn't find it. I literally just found it earlier when I started to arrange my makeup, which is also where I do the catch up now, because I literally couldn't find it for the last 2 weeks. So I use this several times a day to just refresh my lips. So if you really have one product and you want to get rid of it, just use it as your only lipstick, because you go through it so quickly. So I'm actually really hoping by the end of the proper month's update, this is gone. I really hope for that. Of course, this one, because I couldn't find it, I think I used it once or twice before I lost it since last update, so minimal progress. And I really like this one though. It's like I'm really into these glossy colors at the moment, and this is like really shiny gloss, and I really like it. I've seen some similar ones, like from Marc Jacobs and things like that, or Linda Hallberg. I think she has some similar ones as well, and I really like it. It's like I think they're even called, yeah, they're called Jelly Stylo from Kiko Milano, and they're so affordable. I think they're £6 something, and when they're on sale, you sometimes even get them for half price. So for that, it's really nice, and I really like the color. And I never had issues that it applies streaky or anything, despite being such a glossy lipstick. So very happy with that. Not much more update left, actually. The perfume I started now to use, because the other one is empty, is from, I don't want to say the name wrongly, but Omorovica, Budapest. Started up here when it was full. We're down here now in the last 2 weeks. Let's see how long that lasts. I really like it. It's a very musky smell, but I really like it, because summer is now slightly over, and it's just a nice smell, really light. It's not a very strong smell at all. Has a very fine mist when you actually spray it. So very happy with that one. Oh yeah, my eye pencil for the eyebrows. Not really much progress. We were up here 2 weeks ago. We're now down here. It does actually look quite a lot, considering last time in the months there wasn't much progress either, and that was a whole month, and this is what I had only in 2 weeks. But I guess because it was also still quite warm the last few weeks, it just made the product, because it's very waxy, it just made the product a bit warmer and probably goes a bit easier. It's not my favorite one. I think I mentioned it a few times, and I'm glad when it's gone. It's my only one I have. I don't really use much eye products. Then I don't know if I added that last time in my project pan, but I started to use this one quite often now, Chubby Stick Clinique. This one, like, this is nearly full, and I only used it 3-4 times now the last few days, because I really want to use it up now, because, not being funny, this Chubby Stick is huge, but look how much product is in there. Like, that's it. That's it. That's all that's in there. And to be honest, I just think it's a waste of space in my makeup drawer to have such a massive Chubby Stick in there with hardly any product. So I start now to use it a bit of highlighting, actually on my collarbones. And if it's warm enough and I still have a top on with no sleeves, I just put it on my shoulders and things like that. Literally, it will take a while to finish that up, because I can't use it on too many, parts of my body. And then this one was my massive repressing of 8 highlighters. It looks so messy, actually. I think when I used up a bit more, I might repress it again and try to make it a bit prettier, but it's literally 8 highlighters. It's huge. It looks so messy. I love to use it though. I used it a lot just after I repressed it, because we went for a few weddings and stuff, and I just like to use it on my legs and on my arms. And it has just such a nice, like, rosy gold sheen. There we are. Let me put it on here. It's just so nice. I really, really like it. I don't know if my camera captures a lot today. It feels all a bit washy-washy. The other thing I will also add to my project pan is actually the MAC Fix Plus. We are here, and I'm happy to empty that bottle up, so that's why it goes now into the project pan. And the other thing also, this one is a tricky one. This is color Aspen 01. It's a Rodial concealer. It's a cream concealer. There we go. Started to use it. I actually find this product quite tricky to use with brush or fingers, next to impossible. It really streaks. I did realize recently I have one of these mini itty bitty beauty blenders, and this seems to be the best way of applying it, but it is quite a tricky product. So I see how I go on with that one, and I might need to repurpose it for other things instead of just an under eye concealer. Let's see, maybe spot concealer in the face as well, or even as a eyeshadow primer, because I kind of want to use it up. I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest, because this product usually is really expensive. I mean, I got it, I think, in TK Maxx. Still paid a lot of money. I think I still paid £10 for that. So I'm like, it's not ideal. I had other concealers which I preferred more. But yeah, but that's it for me. There we go. A lot of products. I will actually do an extra video. I need to really tidy and clean my makeup and just sort it out again. But I thought I'd give a bit of a mid-month feedback about my things. I really like it, and this one, it's glimmering in the light. But that shimmer is literally now from the Colourpop one on top of the other one. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.